Продовжуємо роботу.
We continue our working day at Ukraine Crisis Media Center. Now the floor is given to Colonel Dmytro Hutsulyak, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson on ATO-related issues. Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. During the last 24 hours, the situation at the line of confrontation got signs of stabilization, but the invaders continue to cynically and illegally ignore ceasefire regime. The enemy delivered precision shelling with the use of mortars prohibited by the Minsk agreements against positions held by Ukrainian servicemen. In the Lugansk sector, there were 2 enemy shellings of the positions that are held by our servicemen. Illegal armed formations, first at night near Lugansk, with the use of fire of large caliber machine guns and grenade launchers, fired at our positions, and closer to evening, the occupants delivered mortar shellings at the defenders of Troitsk, launching 4 mines using a mortar of 82mm of caliber. In the Donetsk sector, Russian occupation forces at about 6 p.m. delivered precision shelling at the positions of ATO forces near Vodyane village in Priazovye. This happened with the use of 120mm mortars. On the whole, the occupants launched 3 mines of this caliber. During the last 24 hours, along the line of confrontation, the enemy delivered 3 precision shellings of the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine. The defenders of Ukraine, despite evident threat to their life and health, refrained from firing back. And in the result of enemy shellings, 2 Ukrainian servicemen were traumatized in action near Vodyane in Priazovye. And their state of health was satisfactory, and they were evacuated to military hospitals where they are provided with all necessary help. And this night in the Lugansk sector, on a mission, while being on a mission, 2 servicemen died in the result of explosion of an unidentified explosion device, and 2 more servicemen were 5 more servicemen were traumatized. Now they are provided with all necessary assistance in the medical institution, and they were wearing helmets and bulletproof vests. And now this case is investigated by operative group. And our hearts go out to the servicemen who died for Ukraine. Ukrainian side of JCCC for control and coordination of on ceasefire and stabilization of demarcation line informed that on the 16th of January, the militants of the illegal armed groups didn't allow SMM OSCE to service surveillance camera that is set at Donetsk filtration station. The mission didn't get security guarantees from the militants concerning carrying out of these works. Ukrainian side of JCCC stresses the importance to stop any provocations concerning one of the most important and vulnerable facility of civil infrastructure that supplies water to about 400,000 residents. These actions show that the militants didn't want to help the SMM OSCE to get proper information via the technical means of observation concerning ceasefire violations. And according to main intelligence department of MOD, Russian command in the 4th quarter of 2017 significantly decreased financing of republics, and this forced the commanders to minimize the expenditures for local budget institutions. They stopped paying bonuses and the markups, and they have to the unemployment payments, and also they will delay financing for all state institutions and fake republics. Also, they envisage to intensify the activity of controlling and law enforcement bodies of DPR. They got an order to intensify work with private entrepreneurs in the temporarily occupied territory of Donbass. And on the 16th of January, General of Army Stepan Poltorak visited the Croatian Republic. In the joint statement after the meeting with his Croatian counterpart, the minister said that he is satisfied with the result of the meeting. Now they speak about cooperation and the experience of Croatia in restoration of territorial integrity is very important for Ukraine. And Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Stepan Poltorak, also saw the units of military equipment produced by Croatia, and in the framework of this visit they signed the protocol on the meeting of Command of Defense Ministry of Ukraine with the General Director of a Croatian company that produces military clothes for the needs of the armed forces of Croatia. Also, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine met with the Prime Minister of Croatia, Andrei Plenković, and they discussed joint training with participation of Croatian servicemen. At the same time, Andrei Plenković supported continuation of the sanctions against Russian Federation and stated that they support Ukraine in its European and Euro-Atlantic aspirations. Ukraine and Croatia continue to deepen their military and technical cooperation. Also, support for Ukraine was expressed at a meeting of NATO committee in the format of Project Instability, attended by head of General Staff, Commander-in-Chief, General of Army Viktor Muzhenko. Here they considered the improvement of forms of partnership in the framework of this platform. Head of General Staff, Commander-in-Chief, carried out bilateral meetings with the political and military leadership of NATO and partner countries. They discussed the current situation in Ukraine and also the directions for further cooperation. Thank you.